6 minutes. God dang it. And I really need to go back to my VODs and clip stuff again. I forget to do that. Like, the thing is too, I think there's been like 2 or 3 things that have stuck out to me and I just have forgotten. Like, it is actually me legitimately forgetting with that. I think it's a little bit of but I think it is mostly just me forgetting. Because I did see actually like some of those clips that get more views. I did see like featured clips is like on the homepage, but you have to scroll down like a decent chunk before they actually show up, which I feel like is kind of weird. I wish it was kind of like the 3rd row down or something like that, so you wouldn't have to scroll down that much, but I don't know. I also might have been speaking double there for a little bit. Sorry about that. Yeah. I don't know. Let's look at that race though, and it was not looking good. There was a poll that had +8, but yeah, I don't think that's gonna change much. Because it's just so close, you know? I don't think we'll really have an idea of what's gonna happen until the day it happens, you know? Yeah, this is definitely the lowest I've seen it for Kamala. The fact that like 538 I think is like the one that favors Kamala the most, and this is what they're projecting. It's not great. I still think though that if either party's gonna outperform polls, I think it's still gonna be Democrats. Because I just think there's too many ballots that are favor Democrats more. But maybe that's just hopium for me, I don't know. I feel like that's the case. You know? They also even have like Republicans in the House. It does suck too, because literally the only reason that's happening is I think what happens is that North Carolina gerrymanders their map. So they just gerrymandered 3 Democrat districts. Literally, if they didn't do that, then they would have Democrats in favor. I mean, they have Alaska flip, and they have, I think, a couple. There was another state, I think, where one was flipping. Oh yeah, Michigan district. But like, I think that's it. Georgia, they show 2 districts flipping, but it's literally, I'm pretty sure the exact same people. They just moved the districts around. So it's literally the same. I still feel like a map is gerrymandered in some way though, if all of the margins are safe. Like, what is this? Maybe not with like some of the more rural like states, but I feel like Georgia, like I feel like that's the case. It's like, really none of these are like pass safe. That's crazy. Yeah. Oh yeah, Alabama's getting another district. Louisiana's getting another district. It's projecting. This is apparently Louisiana changed their map too, and Alabama. So yeah, they're getting another one. California, I think, is getting 3 more Democrat districts. They're projecting. Oh, potentially. The one flip is a toss-up. New York's getting 3 Democrat seats. Oh yeah, Maine second was the one was flipping. I'm dumb. Was that one? The Iowa districts could flip. There's 2 that are pretty close. Although they probably won't, because I don't think Iowa really has any like reason to get people out to vote. Unlike some of the other cases. Yeah. it just sucks because like I already went over like if Kamala used progressive policy, like how I honestly feel like it would have played out, and like a arms embargo on Israel. Like I already had that scenario played out, right? And like it just sucks because you know I think there would have been a super majority, like even like the Senate. I think you would have seen gains in Texas, Florida, and Montana. Well, Montana would have been like a he retained it, but you get what I mean. And actually, yeah, Dan Osborne definitely would win because like I'm not sure if he is gonna win now. He's an independent, so I think that would not necessarily help or hurt him, right? Depending on how Kamala's doing. I think it matters a little bit. I don't think it matters as much, obviously, as the other ones that are listed as Democrats. Yeah, you would also have Nebraska with Dan Osborne, who would probably caucus more with Democrats. So, yeah, it sucks. Because I think that was, what, 53-47 majority is what I said? Hang on, let me just, I can make sure. Bam, 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 bam. Yeah, 53-47. Which, that's a pretty hefty majority, especially for the Senate. Yeah, I guess for the House it's not that big, but for the Senate it's a pretty big majority. Yeah, it sucks that we're not gonna have that. I think same goes for the House. I'm gonna just do it here because I think I literally have to add the, oh, this is annoying. Hang on. What is this? Okay, we'll just say those two go. Yeah, that's not changing. This stays. This. I'm just changing the ones that I think basically have lean margins. Both of these. This one. Yeah, sorry, I'm not doing much because I'm just looking at this. It's nothing like too special, but that, and then this, and then also get to it. That one. Okay. And that. Yeah, we'll just do that on the safe side. So from what I did was basically, I think everything that was up, like Republican plus like 2.9 and under, I think it's like under 3 in favor of Republicans. I just switched over because I do think it would be like a 3-point swing, honestly. And yeah, it would be 228, 207 Democrat favor. Which I don't think is that much more than what it was, right? Because then they had 222. Right, it's only 6 more seats. But also, I think it's just how the districts are now. But I think it's a mixture of like the urban and rural areas being so like either Democrat or Republican, and also like how our maps are drawn. I think it's a mix of both. And why there's like so few like actual like close districts. Yeah, that would have been a pretty hefty majority. And you can pass whoever you want there, except Democrats don't want to do that. They want to make it as close as possible. So then they can just blame people for being the villain. And it's just like, well, if you have the majority, then you have no one to blame. Unless you want to blame like 14 people. If that's the case, fine. Just have them vote them out. you know, primaries. Vote them out for some more progressive. Like Lucien Camperez, I believe, is one, and Peltola also. They're blue dogs. And with Hawaii's dude representing, or I think he's representing Honolulu. He's just a white guy, a white conservative. Fantastic. Yeah, it is not looking good for Kamala. Yeah, I just think there's nothing there, you know? There's no enthusiasm. Like, it's just nothing. You had it when you made the progressive choices of, like, Biden stepping down and then the Wald pick, and then you lost it all. Because you said you were going to be like Joe Biden, the most disliked president in American history. Like, that's crazy. Yeah, I've said this to multiple people, but like whoever is a part of Kamala's campaign, like team, they should be fired and never be a part of another campaign team. This is like the worst cycle, like the worst campaign I've ever seen. I feel like honestly it's worse than Trump's, because I feel like Trump's is expected that he'd be this bad. I don't know. I feel like it's more shocking that like Kamala is this bad, you know? I think that's why it's like worse for me, because like with Trump it's expected. Kamala's wasn't necessarily expected. I mean, they did sign warning signs like at the beginning when she was the first nominee. Like it was like, oh yeah, no, she ran a horrible campaign in 2020, but like I really didn't think that'd carry over. Boy, it sure did. Well, because they're also just like very stupid, because like apparently there was an insight, one was like, oh well, there's 1% Palestinians in Michigan, right, but there's 2% Jews, and it's like they don't unconditionally support Israel. Come on, man. Like there was multiple cases of Jewish people coming out and denouncing Israel. Like I don't think those people go outside. It's crazy because it was even on Twitter they were like talking about that. Like these people don't go outside. It's crazy. I hate it. Sucks. Yeah, it looks like we're gonna have to deal with freaking fascism, which is awesome. Because people can't see warning signs. Again, I'm not blaming leftists for if Kamala loses, because I think we all can like be real here, in that Kamala ran like the worst campaign I think any of us have ever seen. I feel like even for liberals, like they can agree with that, you know, or like people who are a little more left of that, and like desperately don't want a Trump presidency but want a Kamala one, and trying to give her like benefit of the doubt. I think my mom even was like that, like she was agreeing like this is the worst campaign I've ever seen. She's doing all the wrong thing. And God, I hate with politics because it's such a comedy, but it affects real life stuff, you know? It affects how all of our lives are. Man, if only it was freaking fiction and not, or at least didn't have as high as stakes, man, because God, it's freaking dumb. American politics is so stupid. This is what happens when you get a freaking late stage capitalism, people. You just get wherever this mess is. It's super hard to get out of. I do think in the internet age it is going to be easier. You just have to contain the freaking right-wing nonsense and like fascists from owning social media sites, and then we're good for the most part. I mean, I did see Blue Sky got like 500,000 more people like 2 days ago or something like that, so that's pretty cool. That's a good start. I do like how it's just gonna be Twitter too, essentially, because I'm pretty sure it's still owned by Jack Dorsey as well, so it's just gonna be the same thing. Which is funny. Yeah. Like, the only reason I'm staying on Twitter is because again, I'm interested in politics, so like that's where I really see it. And also, I don't think the Hololive members have a Blue Sky account, so I also want to see what they're posting. Which, to be fair, that's basically what I use Twitter for to begin with, so I don't think I'm really gonna be using Blue Sky. Because usually when I tweet stuff, it's like political stuff, which I feel like on Blue Sky is kind of just like, eh. Like, I don't think it works as well. Because I even put in my interests, like politics, and it still doesn't recommend me like anything with that. So, yeah, I think politics is just a lot more low-key on Blue Sky. Which, I mean, makes sense. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Twitter's just actively handing users to Blue Sky. Like, the only reason Blue Sky's gonna do well is because of what Twitter's doing. Yeah, if I was Covercore, I would honestly give them Blue Sky accounts at this point. I'm sure they have a lot more other stuff on their plate, right? So, like, I'm sure if I were in their position, I wouldn't even really think about that, but... yeah, if I was, like, not necessarily like a super higher up, right, but like still like a part of the company, I feel like I would at least bring that idea to them, be like, hey, you know, like Blue Sky's starting to gain more traction, maybe we should give them a Blue Sky account. I don't think they even have like Instagrams though, which would make sense because it's pictures, which is kind of hard to do when you're a VTuber, and especially like very much with Hololive as well, like not showing what you look like. Well, I think incorporation in general, because I think with let's have Beat Shoujo, but I think other than that, like, yeah, showing your face is a real no-no. I mean, they obviously have shown real life stuff, right? It's like they still could do that, but yeah, the face is a no-no, which I think is fine, because I think that's what someone would rather have anyway. They'd rather not show their face. I think that's one of the reasons they want to be a VTuber. You know, it just represents them better. Another thing too, and I forgot with like Project Melody and stuff too, is like, yeah, they're just a lot more open. Like, they can be horny, for lack of a better term. They can just straight up be horny, and it's fine. And like, they don't have to worry about like body shaming or anything like that. Because if you're body shaming an anime girl, that's really weird. And I'm sorry, but. It's real weird to like body shame a fictional character. I'm sorry. I mean, just in general, it's weird to body shame. I don't know why I even put the fictional character, but yeah, just in general, it's weird to body shame. Yeah, like, I feel like there's one thing to be worried about what a person looks like, and it's another to like body shame someone. I'm also saying like worrying how someone looks and like, you know, just like ask if they're unhealthy, like the person, and if they say they're not, then like you end it. Or stuff like something like that. Something like that. No, man. Yep. That sucks. You know, I guess I shouldn't be surprised that wrestlers are very conservative, because I think The Rock is too. Like, he said he wasn't gonna endorse Kamala. Or, I think it was Biden or something like that, but... Yeah, The Rock's also right-wing. Too. There's also that. I mean, yeah, though, it does seem like he, like really does acting because he just wants a brand. So, like, he doesn't really want to do it to entertain people. I feel like if you want to do it to entertain people, then you're more left-wing, or, like, you'll be more open to left-wing views and ideology. Like, that's why I want to be a entertainer, like, content creator. Yeah, I just want to entertain people. I mean, now, like, with politics, it's also, like, inform people, but, like, yeah, when I started, like, wanting to really be a content creator, that was why. It was because I just want to entertain people. Make the world a better place. You know, Kanye was a Republican, too. I don't know why, like, didn't think that wasn't gonna happen. Of course it is. Yeah, is Sammy, like, the only, like, open leftist in the wrestling world? Because it really feels like it. Like, Sammy's, like, the only one. And I feel like the main reason for that, too, is because he has, like, Arabic or, like, Arab origins, right? Or does he have Arab parents, too, right? I think, actually, yeah, his parents, I think, are Arab. Like, yeah, that's kind of crazy. Yeah. Oh wait, no, Batista did endorse Kamala. Because yeah, that was why I think Taker did that. Why were to go to Batista? I have no idea what John Cena's views are. I think he typically tries to, you know, make it so you don't know that. Like, he doesn't state them. Yeah, Batista seems like a pretty cool dude. Stone Cold Steve Austin. What is that one? Oh, he reposted the Second Amendment lobbyist group. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. I think most are just right wing, in all honesty. Like, I think that's just how it works. I honestly just hearing how they act too from like Maven. It's just like, yeah, no. Like, I feel like it's the like boys will be boys thing that's just like, I don't like that. Yeah, John Cena really just like says inspirational tweets, like inspirational quotes, and also what ads he's been a part of. Yeah, I think he's known. Oh yeah, that's right. Ollie did follow John Cena. Forgot about that. I saw a clip of Ollie following John Cena. Yeah, John Cena follows freaking everybody. Wait, let me go back. Yeah, he follows almost 1 million people. He follows a lot. I think as long as you just post like a somewhat consistently, you'll usually get followed by Cena eventually. I mean, I think it's simply about trending stuff too on Twitter, but that's how you get a follow from John Cena. Yeah, I honestly wish I could make a transition to Blue Sky, but again, it's just like Hololive isn't on there. Like, there's people who repost what they put on Twitter, which I feel like is pointless. I'll be perfectly honest. And then I also am a weirdo who likes politics, so yeah, that's a shame, really. You know, the dang shame. Why have you forsaken me, brain, to do this? I hate you. Yeah, I feel like my interest in politics has really been a blessing and a curse. Like, it really has. It's just like, man. I hate it. It sucks, man. I really gotta figure out what to do with streaming. Like, honestly. Like, I do have the Hololive thing, so, like, that's good. It's just have to wait for the video to come out. Which, I think I am right in the fact that they're probably just waiting for the animation for the video to be done, right? I have a feeling that's the case. So yeah, who knows how far along that animation is, because I do know animation can take a minute. So yeah, because 7 Days to Die was announced along with it, right? So it's been like 3 weeks ago or something like that, probably. It was announced. No, 7 Days to Die only ended like 3 days ago, didn't it? Or like 4 days? It was like a week and a half ago, maybe. But there was a few. It was probably like 2 weeks ago. There was a few days, obviously. They announced it in between the actual thing happening. Yeah. So I don't want to wait for that and then do the tier list, because again, like, I feel like it's gonna be one of those things where I do the tier list and then they announce the freaking video and like the release date for it. It's like, god dang it. I also not follow the JP on Twitter because again, I can't read it. I'm sure some of them like will have an English translation, but I think Twitter does, but uses like Google Translate. It's also not the best. So there's also that. And I say that more of just like I don't know JP announcements then. So like when JP do stuff. Honestly, because even ID sometimes, because I follow ID, but they do also tweet in Indonesian, which makes sense. But yeah, there's not even like a translate thing there, unless you have to like click on it, like actually like click into the tweet, and then it's like, oh, you want to translate it then? Which I feel like if that's the case, that's really weird, but alright. That might be how it works though, actually. Yeah. I just don't see how people, one, thought they lived, like, their lives improved under Trump, and two, like, how they think he's a bright future. Like, kind of playing off that first one, just like how he's like a brighter future. You know, or like better than Kamala. Like, it's insane. Even just look at this man's background, like, come on. I don't understand. Like, I feel like, honestly, if you're endorsing Trump, and like, I don't mean to be that person usually, but like, you're really just underplaying like all the crimes that he did. So you don't really care, I feel like, if you think he's better. It's like, sure, if he did that when he was 20, right, and he's the age he is now, like, I feel like that's different. Like, I think Wallace has like a DUI or something like that, but that was when he was like 20, right? So like, that's different. But like, this man did it in less like 8 years, you know, like last like decade. Mance has not had much time to change. And I think some of it was even 2021. It's like 3 years ago. It's insane. And man's gonna try to coup if Kamala wins. Which is also why it's annoying, and I brought up too, like, that it's so close, because it breaks the... Even though it was clearly bogus last time, it does still make it so people can at least still question the validity of the election. Where, like, yeah, she was up, like, 5 and everything, right? And, like, we were debating on if she won Florida, right? And she just won all the swing states, and, like, it would be an entirely different story. Right? Like, then you can't even say that there was voter fraud, because, like, she won what she needed by 5+ points, you know? Like, very clearly that is not voter fraud. Or, like, election interference. I guess I should say also maybe with, like, the polls the whole way, because I guess even, like, maybe, and it's a huge maybe, but maybe, if randomly on election day, like, Kamala does really well and like wins all the swing states, which again, I don't think that's gonna happen, because I feel like even if she does outperform polls, it'll be like a slight outperformance. Like, she'll only do slightly better. I don't think she's gonna do way better. Yeah. It's just the worst campaign I've ever seen. Like, I'm sure even me, like, current day me, could run a better campaign. You know, and gain more support. I mean, I think I would have a bit of a bonus by being younger. I think I'd be too young, that's the thing. Like, if we're getting rid of, like, age limit, right? I think even then I would be, like, too young. Because I guess, you know, I'm not even an adult. But, like, you know, I think I would still do better. Oh, God, I want to try. I did see people get mad because, like, Bernie made a statement once Hamas leader died. I can't remember his name. But people got mad with how Bernie was framing it. And, like, I just always find it odd to just go after Bernie as a leftist, right? Because, like, he's, like, your main figurehead and talking point for you, like, and for your position. It's, like, it's so weird to just attack him. Because it doesn't do anything. Like, I've never really understood leftist infighting unless, like, you know, the person is not great. And just say a bunch of nonsense, but, like, I understand that, like, most leftists have, like, the same goal, right? Like, with the Israel-Palestine stuff, we want a ceasefire, right? And, like, you know, Israel to stop. So, like, you know, I'm gonna work with everybody who wants that goal and fight for it, you know? Like, I don't care if, like, the messaging is, like, not to your liking, you know? Like, I'm still gonna do it. because like apparently people are getting upset because on October 7th he called the 12,000 people killed innocent, but with the Palestinians he just said Palestinians, which is like, okay, it's still true though, like both directions. And again, like you gotta keep in mind he's sending it to Congress, so like of course he's gonna like not frame it as well as you might like, you know. I feel like even regardless it wouldn't matter. Like it's still really weird to get like super mad about that part. Also, someone was getting mad that they said that there was never a justification, but Bernie said that because Bernie put it in because the Hamas leader was dead, there's now no more justification for it, which also my friend brought up too, which I think is a good point. Like both are right, like both can be right. Because I think justification is just a perception thing, right? It's an opinion on if it's a justification or not. And I think why Bernie was framing it that way is because to Congress, he's trying to tell his people, like, there's really no reason we should keep doing this. Like, there's actually zero. Now, after that, like, you could maybe argue for that, but, like, now that that happened, like, there's no reason. Yeah, it's just weird. I just feel like you're not helping your case by doing that. It's better to go after like people who can be like swayed, I feel like, than, you know, the people that are already swayed, but like you just don't like how they're going about it, you know. I just don't agree with that. That's my opinion anyway. I was seeing like the cause I was watching clips, so I just saw like Kelly and like cronies like, oh god, what is going on my eye? Why does this happen sometimes? I wish I knew what that feeling was. Ow. That was a great time for that hit. As soon as I'm starting a story, just, yeah, screw you. Alright, thanks. Thanks, body. Very cool. Alright. Ugh. Jesus. Yeah, I was seeing some clips and like they had a very real conversation. And like Kearney brought up like having trust issues. She also brought up, I think, some days thing too. She follows up her emotions as well.
What makes you think I want someone to
just,
with me?
for me personally, because I'm not sure, like maybe it's different for each person. Like I don't know, but I think for me it's just a lot healthier and like a lot more freeing if I'm just more trusting in general towards people. I think it's just because like that's in my nature, just to trust people and like to trust people. So I feel like also, yeah, if that's not in your nature, then like you probably won't. That's probably not as healthy for you, but I think it's healthy for me because it is my nature. It's like I'm being my authentic self in a way, right? That's why like I feel more freeing with it. But yeah, maybe some people are more freeing having trust issues, you know? I am very curious about that. I think also, like, because she said, like, if, you know, they just left, like, don't really put too much thought into it, like, just say, like, screw them and just kind of move on. I think essentially is what that she was going for. And I do think, like, yeah, you shouldn't beat yourself up about it, but I do think you should do, like, some reflection about it, right? Just to gain more info and like more insight, maybe. Like not like her hitting on yourself too much, right? Like thinking like you're a bad person. Like don't let the negative thoughts get you, but just maybe consider some options, you know, like some ideas. Like, I'd say just think about it, but like don't beat yourself up about it. Because I think you can still think about it, but like, again, just don't beat yourself up about it. And I think that's probably the most valuable thing you can do. Is I still believe that like, you still can learn something new with every social interaction. Right? There's something new there that you can learn. At least one thing. So I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, like, you do a little bit of reflection on it, but like, and just like consider some possibilities and then just kind of move on. Again, don't put too much thought into it. Don't let the negative thoughts get to you, but just like think about it. Consider the options. Yeah, that's mostly what I want to say about that. See, I think it is just in my nature to be more trusting in people. Because yeah, I guess for me, like, I'd rather be like trusting in people and like they betray me than like never trust someone and like it turns out they're super trustworthy, you know? Which is also probably why I like social deception games too. Well, I think it's just because also I'm used to people playing Among Us, but I saw a Hololive from like almost a year ago at this point when they were playing Among Us. And I just like, they were like, oh, they're giving me weird vibes and all that. I was like, well, that's not great suspicions. Like, that's a bad sus. Which I think that is probably a mix of like potential trust issues and also just like playing a game for playing that type of game for the first time. I think you do get that result, right? Where, you know, you don't know what's going on in the game, right? So like, you don't know what to look for. So then you're just like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, oftentimes it's like not weird at all. Like, not bad. So yeah, it's stuff like that. Because like, yeah, if it's ever in like those social deception games and like someone's just like, oh, blank was chasing me or something like that, like I won't be any more suspicious. I think I would keep in the back of my mind, right? Like in the moment, it's not gonna make me any more suspicious of them, right? Because it's like, especially if all of them are new, because I think that was the thing with that collab as well, is like quite a few of them were like new or like at least like playing a new map, so like they weren't familiar with it. So it was also that. I also kind of hate how meta they were getting with it, because I feel like that's not fun. Because I kept getting full mocha and like, oh, what tasks were you doing or something like that. I'm like, that's real lame. Or like, oh, let's all stick together like the very end and do the last task. It's like, yes, you win, but it's like not fun. Because you're like, well, all right, I guess I lose now, right? Because if you kill someone, they're like, oh, hey, you did it. It's like, awesome. So yeah, I always find that stuff kind of lame. I feel like if I were to do social deception games like that, I would always like gentlemen's to like not do metagame stuff like that. Because yeah, it's just very lame. I feel like you just like, yeah, it's just not fun. I feel like even for the watcher too, because like I have that opinion watching it, you know, so like I'm sure it's like a similar thing playing it. I'm sure I would have a similar thing to it, like playing it and just be like, well, that's lame. I guess I lose now. Yeah. Because I think that was the point that Sabotage is, right? Is like, it is to do that. Like, to hopefully break them up from a group. But like, yeah, if there's like 4 of them left and they all are with each other, then there's nothing you can do. Because I think even with like lights and stuff, like, if they're smart enough, they'll just stay on top of each other. And also, like, if you're not also with them, then they're going to be suspicious of you too. So like, it's just very lame. You know? It's not enjoyable. Maybe because I've seen Jeremy play Among Us, so it's just like kind of rubbed off on me of like, not caring. Well, I guess I do care about that, but like before I was like very much a meta person like when I was watching it, but like I think just watching Jeremy is like maybe not care about that as much, right? It's about making content. So like that's another thing too, like I just feel like it's not good content. I mean I already said that like it's not fun to watch. Like yeah, I just don't think it's good content either. Whenever you do like something like super meta gamey or something like that. What was funny though is the first time like Flamoka said like, oh, like we have a map with marks on it. Like, and I think Kira said exclamation marks. Like if they just said yes, like they would have been fine, but I think they just didn't really like know what exclamation marks were. Like at least in that moment. That was the only reason they lost there, because they actually did look up at the crewmate map. So unfortunate, really. Yeah, just saying like what task did you do is like kind of lame. I feel like in normal Among Us, I guess it makes sense because you don't really have anything else, right? Because I guess I'm also used to like mods, so like Town of Us and stuff like that, where there's so many different mods where like yeah, you can just basically deduce it without having to figure out what tasks people did, and like necessarily like not really know where their routing is to figure it out. That's not as important. Yeah, it's just very lame when stuff like that happens. So yeah, if I were ever to be in a club like that, I would gentlemen's to that. I do feel like though Among Us without mods is probably still very bland. Like they did add a few more rules, which I'm sure helps. But like yeah, I'm sure the mods are definitely what makes it. Like that has a bunch of roles. I think even like vanilla, there's still only like 4 roles or something like that. There's scientist, engineer, and then I think there's one more crew, and then there's shapeshifter, which I think is the only other imposter role. So I think there's only like 4. So yeah, it's not a lot. I think they might have added more since then, but I'm not entirely sure. You know, I have no idea. Yeah, I really need to figure out what to do with streaming. I'm just stagnant, right? I mean, I think the main issue is just like I don't have money, right? So like I can't really progress with that, like on that aspect much. I do think though, like once I get a job, like dude, they're like just the overall presentation will be so much better. And then once I do that, then I can actually start investing in like games and stuff, and that'll be really nice. Obviously, I'm still gonna like, I don't think I'm gonna get a job until college. So, like I'm obviously gonna like invest into necessities first, but yeah, I think after that, like pretty much all my other like money will just go into streaming. Yeah, I think that is one of my issues, is like I'm just a generic dude. Like I'm very generic. I mean, I guess before I was more generic because I at least have a brand somewhat now, like that's recognizable and like stands out a little bit, but like it still feels like I'm just a dude. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I do need to get out of just chatting. But it's just like I like talking, so it's very hard. I mean, yeah, I think I do need to do a cookie clicker or something like that if I want to do that. I think in my mind though, it's just because I keep being like, oh, I'll only talk for a little bit and then move on to the next thing, and then that doesn't happen. I don't know why I'm still thinking that, because I feel like I've tried that multiple times, and when I actually did stop talking about stuff, then I didn't want to do anything else. So yeah, it's all bad. Really, all of it's just bad. I think I said before, but I think another reason why I would not be fit for Hollow It's just because, like, I feel like at some point I would just slip up and say, like, their actual name or something like that. Like, I'd have to only know them by their VTuber name, probably. Like, if they don't want to get doxxed. That's probably, like, the only way I could tell them. But, like, then it's hard in, like, public, right? Because, like, if there happens to be a fan, then, like, I can't do that. I mean, they can recognize your voice, right? But it's just, like... Yeah. The name obviously would basically confirm it if you said it. It was why actually I think I was thinking of making like an off-stream name that wasn't their actual name. So like if I said it on stream or something like that, like it's not that big of a deal. But like I feel like I just have to keep making up nicknames for them. Like every time one would slip, like I'd have to make up a nickname, right? Or else like a new one. Or else I'd dox them, right? So like that would be the issue to that. I mean, I guess you could make the difference, right? Because like if I'm meeting them in person, right, like I can associate themselves, like the person behind the VTuber, right, and then their VTuber model as like their character, right, and then the person behind it by their actual name. Like I can associate with that. Like maybe. I'm only saying this because like it seems like the members do refer to their actual names off stream. Well, I mean, obviously, like when they first meet, they wouldn't, because I'm sure they pretty much only know each other by their names, like their talent names, VTuber names. But yeah. I'm just scrolling through Twitter. Dude, that's what's going on with that. Yeah. I have no post on Blue Sky. Like, I don't know if I'll post anything on Blue Sky. Honestly. Because, yeah, like, the two things I talk about the most is, like, freaking politics and Hololive. And both are on Twitter still, so it's just like, well, I don't think that's happening. Maybe for, like, stream announcements, but yeah, like, I think that's probably it. If I could even hook them up, right? But I don't think I can. Like, I'd have to do it myself, which I'd probably forget to do. Can you schedule them on Blue Sky? It doesn't look like you can schedule them. Because I think on Twitter you can schedule. Yeah, you can. You can schedule posts on Twitter. Not Blue Sky. It's also weird that Blue Sky is like achievements. That's also weird. I don't like also the handle is like the full like URL thing at the end. Like I like the handle better on Twitter when it's just like essentially a username. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Yeah, I like how a lot of the Blue Sky accounts are just like people they'll just repost from Twitter, right? Because I even mentioned that with the Hollow Girls too. That's a lot of them. Yeah, someone said like, oh, there's an extension you can use to like refollow people that are like that are on Blue Sky from Twitter. But I'm pretty sure what that app just does is it literally just goes through your follow list and just sees who has the same name. It just literally looks for the same name. So it's like, well, all right. I feel like I could have just done that myself. You know, it's not that hard. I mean, it does make it like in a list, so like that's more convenient. But it's just funny. It was like, well, I feel like I really could have just done that on my own. I thought I was gonna use some like insane algorithm. No, it just kind of looked for the same name or like name this or in the descriptions of their accounts, and it's like, oh, all right. Yeah, I think I won't post on Blue Sky either, just because like I barely post on Twitter to begin with, and it's usually political stuff. So like, I don't think I'm gonna really post on Blue Sky again, unless it's like saying like, oh, I'm streaming now, and like stream announcements. Other than that, that's like it. But even then, the stream announcements would be when I actually play my streams, which I sure don't. I really need to start playing games more. Hopefully Sunday I can change that. I don't think anything crazy would happen like that would need to talk for that long. Maybe a little bit about Hololive stuff that's going on, like clips and stuff, but other than that, like I don't think in the world of politics I would need to really say much, but yeah. Also, the thing that sucks is like you only see like accounts that you should follow like once you go to the search tab. If you go to profile, it doesn't give you that drop down like Twitter does, and I wish it did that. Same with like what's trending. Like you have to go to the search tab, I think, for both, really. Actually, yeah, not even. I don't think there is like a. Is there a trending thing? I don't think there is. Like a what's trending type thing on Blue Sky. It's just discover and following. So, yeah. Yeah, the numbers are a lot smaller though on Blue Sky. It's kind of funny. Wait, where are the porn bots of crypto posts? And you call this a social media platform? It's pretty great. Yeah. I need to sit up more. Yeah, it is weird because it's like a bunch of game stuff actually. It's crazy. It's weird. Like I did see when I first started, like someone being like, it's like starting a new farm on a Stardew, and it's like, yeah, it really does, huh? Like it does feel like quiet, you know? Like obviously you can't hear it, but like it feels and sounds quiet, you know? It feels more humble. Like maybe this is what Twitter felt like when it first started, you know? But like, yeah, it is very interesting. Huh. Yeah, it seems like indie VTubers have moved over. Yeah, I think for Hololive they need, that's gonna be like a company-wide thing. I don't think they individually could do that. Or like, yeah, they would have to ask the company if they could do that. Well, yeah, because didn't Kiara ask her manager for like her TikTok, right? Like on making one. So I think it would probably be something similar to Blue Sky. The thing is also like, yeah, they use it for very casual reasons too, like Twitter. So I feel like also it would just be better for them to move over. But yeah. God, the AI for some reason is so stupid. Like honestly, it should just stay as it is because it's very dumb. It's comedy. You know? I don't even know why like you would want that to begin with, but like just keep it. At this point, it's too funny. It's too funny not to keep it, you know? And like what I can talk about. But yeah, it is stupid. I think also for me doing a tier list of Hololive songs, I can't have the VOD, right? Like I have to turn off being able to make a VOD after the stream, right? But I can obviously record it and upload that to VODs. And like, yeah, obviously I'll get hit with like content ID and stuff, but that's fine. It's a VOD channel. I don't care. It's been hit many other times. Actually, I think I still should care about getting rid of copyright songs because, like, yes, I want to trim stuff up, or my brother, which he hasn't really gotten back. He wanted a clarification question about the video editing thing. Like, he hasn't responded to what I said after that. But yeah, you know, if they want to trim that, it'll just be a lot easier when it's, you know, songs that aren't copyright. Yeah, that's nice. And Blue Sky is a new platform. I guess I could like try to promote myself as much as I can Blue Sky, right? Because it also seems like a lot more casual. Well, again, though, I talk about politics a lot. That's my one, I feel like, roadblock, honestly, with like getting new people. It's like I just talk about politics so much. I don't know really how to. I guess I would just have to find a way to make it entertaining, right? Like throw in some witty jokes and stuff like that. The problem is, like, I always think of the witty jokes like off stream, and then I don't say them on stream. And then like the time's already passed. Like I had a good like Poseidon and Zeus is secretly a Democrat thing when the whole they can control the weather thing came out, but like it's irrelevant at this point. That's already passed. It sucks. Yeah. I mean, the two highest rated polls have come up in Pennsylvania. That's nice. I think it's also, I'm literally a VTuber, and I don't think there's a VTuber political person. I don't know what else I was to say for me, but I don't think it's happened. So like, if I have a VTuber and I talk about politics, that's actually a fresh take on it, right? Because I don't think there is a political VTuber. I mean, I think like political as far as like the VTubing community, but like just in politics in general, I don't think there is that. That'd be kind of neat. The only thing though also is like a lot of political streamers are just chatting, they're not in politics. I assume it's just because just chatting has more people, right? So if you want to get new viewers, that's the easiest way to do that. Yeah, I just don't know if there's gonna be... I feel like 2022 is different. Like, there was no freaking enthusiasm, but like, it was a midterm. I think that was more why. Obviously, it's harder to tell for that, right? How polls are gonna do. Or like, enthusiasm, it's hard to measure. I feel like this one's just different. You just disenfranchise too many people. And I think that's why Kamala's gonna lose, because you went for Liz and Dick Cheney, which was an interesting decision. You know, not like the most hated vice president in American history, I would think. Or at least he's up there. He's probably like top 3. Like Spiro Agnew and Aaron Burr, maybe, are up there. But like, yeah, that's crazy. Dick Cheney, huh? What are we doing? God, I also need to like post my clips on Twitter. I think on Blue Sky they can only be a minute, which I mean, yeah, if I make shorts then that's fine. Well, and actually Twitch clips also are under a minute, so I can also do those. I just have to remember to clip them. I need to start playing games again. Yeah, I need to get back into that. Just have fun. It's just whenever I get to that point, man, I just don't want to. I guess it's just because, like, the only games I've played, like, recently is Tekken. Like, honestly. I think that's the only game I've played recently. Even Hitman, it's been a minute. Yeah, it's been almost a month since I played Hitman. So, yeah, I haven't really played games. And the thing is, I think VTuber clips are also kind of ruining me. And, like, I'm not saying, like, you know, I'm gonna drop them or, like, they're ruining my life, right? Like, VTubers, like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, specifically watching the clips. If I watch their streams, and I think it'd be fine, you know, and, like, just have that in the background. But the problem is that I watch clips, so you lose track of time very quickly. Yeah, that's unfortunate. I do like the Villian does the VTubers Got Talent stuff. I don't think I count because I'm a PNG tuber, but... And also, I don't have a talent. I have no talent. Like, the thing is, like, I'm kind of alright at Tekken. That's really it. That I can really think about. You know? That's really it. It's not a whole lot. I do want to work on my voice, and I think that's something I want to, like, minor in college, if that's, like, a possibility. Is, like, vocal stuff. Because I did see one of the colleges I wanted to go to, like, vocal was literally, like, a major, like, something listed, right? And I assume, like, if they're listed for, like, majors, you can minor it. So, like, I want to minor it, too, just so, like, I can do that as well. Because I want to sing good, and, I also want to be able to do impressions. Because I feel like that's good for a streamer, to be able to do impressions as well. And funny haha voices. Yeah. I guess I can just say, like, hey, I have a Blue Sky, you know? It's right there. It's the same as every other platform, but it's just like, hey, look at that, there's no post. Yeah. So... yeah. Should also use studio mode on this more, you know? That'd be a good idea. Yeah. My bio is still the same, and it's still accurate. It is in fact still very much accurate. The thing is, like, I think most of the lunatics are on Twitter, right? So I think it's also why, like, Blue Sky's kind of like a safe haven, at least for now, is because all the lunatics just are still on Twitter. And probably think it's, like, the greatest thing ever. So, yeah. I keep getting on Twitter. I'm gonna stop. Bye. What are we doing? God dang it, brain. I hate you. Sucks. Oh yeah, Fumoko hit 10k more. So I think their growth might be for real. You know? Yeah, it seems like they were growing at like a similar rate as they already were. I think their momentum is very similar. Well, I mean, because from 90k to a million, I think was less time. Yeah, because that was 4 days, right? Yeah, it was 4 days. This was 5 days. No, 6 days. I can't math. So it's like a little slower, but like if that's still their momentum, right? Like they might be the next big one. I feel like Fumoko already did stand out though, like even before all that, you know. I guess maybe in the EN sphere more, and like yeah, GTA definitely helped with that then. And yeah, they can speak Japanese, which definitely helps for bringing in that JP audience. Yeah, I definitely can see them passing Promise at least. Like all of them, because they already passed Crony. So yeah. Faye also has a thing where she has her sub count constantly on stream, which I think that does help, right? If you constantly have that up, I think that does help you grow faster. So, you know, I think that is a smart idea. I don't know if Faye will hit it, like, because I think she really wants to hit it by the end of the year, right? I don't know if she'll get there or not. Yeah, her growth has been kind of weird like the past month. Just looking at it. Yeah, I don't know. It's been kind of unpredictable. It's hard to say. It's crazy though, Vera like just doesn't even have to stream and still gains more freaking subs. I mean again, subs don't matter, but it is funny. Yeah. I wanted to play the new Mario Party because I think I actually played Superstars on launch, or at least around there. I'm pretty sure I did. Yeah, obviously, with the circumstances now, I couldn't really do that. So that sucks. You know, it's real unfortunate. I hate it. It's crazy though how when they're in the millions, how quick they grow, except for Myth. Myth grows very slowly, but like JP, they still grow really fast. It's crazy. I mean, yeah, I'm sure VTubers are a lot bigger in Japan than in the West. Like, VTubers are still big, right? Obviously, the most sub person on Twitch is as a YouTuber, but I'm sure it's like more of a big deal in Japan. Yeah, same for ID too. Yeah, I think that has kind of given them imposter syndrome, where like they've just kind of stagnated a little bit. That sucks, because like I feel like most of them have imposter syndrome. It's crazy to me how many people in the entertainment industry have imposter syndrome, and I think a part of it is just because like you need to get noticed. Like it's so heavily based on connections and like how the algorithm favors you, right? It's like I think it's definitely a big part, especially like YouTube, why people get imposter syndrome. Although to be fair, I think the people I've seen it, like they were hired, right? It's like Hololive and I think Smosh, because I think Shane was like that, Shane Top. So I think it's actually people were hired, but still, like, I think just having that too, and maybe also just like not necessarily having all those fans, right? Like you don't get to see all of them, and like you don't really see them often either. So I don't think you really get to like be validated, right? And like I hate the whole like I'm just streaming argument, right? Because like I mean you're doing the same thing as like an actor does, right? Where like their just whole job is to entertain, right? So you're doing everything, you know? Like saying that you're doing nothing, you're just streaming is nonsense. You're doing everything for that person. Yeah. I don't know when I just started saying nonsense, I'm gonna be honest, but like I say it a lot on stream. I don't know where I got it from. I think it's just a way to me like censor like BS or something like that, like because I in my mind that's always what I think about, right? But I'm like I probably shouldn't say that. So I think I just say nonsense as a replacement. That's my censored version. So yeah, that's probably why I say nonsense a lot. I wish this included Hollow Stars. The Hollow Stars also is like way less. I think their highest is like 400,000. Or actually, yeah, it's even less because I think Raura and Elizabeth passed them. I think only CC and GG have less subs than like the highest sub to Hollow Star. Which I feel like just shows how much smaller Hollow Stars is than Hololive. If that's the case. Like, it's crazy. I did not realize they were that small. It's also interesting, too, because I feel like they interact with the most other people, too. I guess it's probably honestly just because they're dudes. I think that is probably what it is, honestly. Because, I mean, I did notice, I think Regis is, like, the highest, at least a VN. And I think Robaru, or however you say his name, he's the highest in general. And I do notice, like, they collab with Hololive a lot, or, like, with the girls a lot. So I think that is part of it, but I think even Robaru has, like, 360, 350k or something like that. Regis, I think, has, like, 300k. So, like, yeah, I think it's still just because they're guys. It was not as appealing. Which is weird, because, you know, I feel like they're not any different than any other male streamer, but I don't know. I guess, yeah, they probably want to look at anime girls than anime guys. I think I were part of Hololive, though. I would want to take a lot of risks with that. Or like Hollow Stars, because I would be a Hollow Star because I'm a dude. I would want to take a lot of risks relating to that too. Because like I feel like you need like that big change for like Holosters really get the recognition they deserve as well, right? And like, yeah, I feel like if you just go ham with it and like just go as crazy as you can with like risks, like obviously and like out, you know, weighing it with the reward and stuff like that too. Like the problem is though, I feel like it'd be like one of the most controversial. Like even more than Callie. And to be fair, Callie, I feel like it wouldn't really deserve to be controversial, but you know, whatever. Yeah, I definitely would be the most controversial because I also like am so about political stuff too. Like I think I would have to negotiate them, being like, okay, I have to have a second thing, like a second streaming thing to go along, so I can actually voice my political stuff first, and then like I can do my idol stuff later and just have fun. Like I probably would have to do that. I know some of them do that. So yeah, I feel like I would have to be one of those people that like have to do that. Right. I just realized the music has probably stopped playing for a while. That's an ad. Okay. Are they literally playing actual songs too? That's messed up. That's really messed up. Oh yeah, I also got addicted to Ed's theme from Street Fighter 6. I don't think you can play it because of those lyrics. I think as a typical rule of thumb, if it has lyrics, then it's copyright. Obviously that's not true for every single one, but I just use that as like a general rule. If it has lyrics, I'm just not going to include it. Obviously some instrumentals are copyright, but as I found out. I think I also like that playlist only has like 80 songs too. There's like not very many. Yeah, because 47 of them are unavailable. That's awesome. And definitely not annoying. I think a lot of those are like Smash Ultimate songs, right? So then the Nintendo just came back and bonked them again. I still don't get. Like, if you're so worried about it, just upload them to YouTube. Like, I don't understand. It's not that hard. I think that's what bugs me the most about it. It's like, I'd understand it if you were like uploading your music, right? And then they also did that, right? Like, I can understand why you'd want to take that down, but like, you aren't even doing it yourself. They're doing you more of a service, if anything. I don't understand Japanese copyright law. I really don't. It doesn't make any sense to me. I think the contract's also like more intense too. Which is another thing. I feel like people like criticize, like, because I saw a video on Hololive on like all their strengths and stuff, and like they were using their contracts as a negative, which I mean, are they bad? Like, with how Japan seems to be with contracts, I mean, it's a high likelihood, but like, I don't like to have criticisms and stuff that like I don't know for sure, right? Like, I'm not a huge fan of that. Maybe I'm also just a little biased towards Hololive, but like, I just feel like it's weird to just harp on that so much, right? Since we don't even know like the details of it. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just odd to do that. Yeah, I don't know. It is past 1:30, so I should probably get out of here. Yeah, I need to figure out something, man. I'm sure also, like, I'd have so many ideas if I had people to play with, too. Or, like, just to do stuff in general. I think that's another issue, is just, like, I'm by myself, so it's like, what do I do here, you know? What do I do? Yeah, I don't really have much else, so I'll see you freaking Sunday. Hopefully I'm doing something. yeah, I don't really have anything else to add, so see you then.